the controls. What's the airplane doing?
It's going down.
It's descending.
Yeah.
Why is it descending?
You reduce the speed.
Well, we're not reducing the speed. What we did is reduce the power.
Reduce the power.
So what's happening now, if the airplane is trimmed for a certain airspeed, it will maintain that airspeed no matter how much you change the power.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and advance the power all the way to full. Let's see what happens to the airplane.
It's going to send.
It's going to start a climb, right? Let's put it all the way up
So
there.
it's trimmed for that airspeed.
That's beautiful. That's what's happening.
Gotcha.
All the way to full. All the way.
That makes sense.
All the way to full. Let's see what happens. All the way to full.
2000 and turning to 040 and heading.
All the way to full. Beautiful. Now look outside. What's the airplane doing now?
It's going up.
It's climbing, huh?
So is it going to climb and level at what we trimmed it?
No. It's going to try and maintain the same airspeed with the same power setting, so that's going to climb.
Right.
See what's happening? So this is the relationship between the trim wheel and the power.
Right.
No matter how much you add power or reduce power, the airplane is going to try and maintain the same exact airspeed.
Right, which is, okay. And it's going to go back to 2,500 feet.
No, it's going to keep climbing all the way to 10,000, whatever it takes.
Okay. I got it.
I mean, look, what are you getting? 500 feet per minute now?
Yeah.
It's basically climbing.
Yeah.
So, think about that trim wheel as an airspeed wheel.
Okay.
Whatever airspeed you trim it to, no matter what you're going to do with the power, it's going to maintain that airspeed.
Okay.
All right?
Gotcha.
Let's level off at 2,500 feet, and what I would like you to do is look out the shoreline and throttle back as necessary to maintain 2,500 feet.
Okay.
And retrim the airplane.
Okay.
Delta 326, reduce speed 210.
Slow now to 210, Delta 326.
100 feet to go. There you go, 2,500.
Okay. Yep. So trim it?
Yep.
So
throttle back to about 2,200 and then retrim for 2,500.
Where is it going up? Where is the speed increasing?
And try to divide your attention between inside, outside. You see how the airplane's turning left now?
Right.
Where's the shoreline? Over there, right?
Yeah, shoreline.
Stay on the shoreline.
Delta 326, headed to actually following traffic, 1 o'clock is 5 miles northwest on the 2, it's an RJ.
Well, looking for that traffic, we have the field up 326.
Okay, let's go back to the west. So 180 to the rest, just to clear the area back west. Okay, as you're turning, look what's happening. What's the airplane doing?
It's ascending.
Descending. What do we need to do with the yoke to get that nose back up?
To get the nose back up?
Yeah, to get the nose back up. What do we need to do?
Well, to get it up, you pull the yoke backwards.
Back pressure on the yoke. Excellent. Get that nose back up. Every time you're turning, you're losing lift.
Oh.
And as you're losing lift, you have to apply back pressure on the yoke to regain the lift. Okay.
Got you. That makes sense.
That's what's happening. Yeah, you're losing some lift. Okay, now that's your shoreline, right?
Yeah.
Let's level off and roll your wings level, heading westbound. And let's get back to 2,500.
Delta 326, reduce speed to 180, sir.
Slow to 180, Delta 326.
Delta 326, that RJ is approaching Meals there, 12 o'clock, you're 5 northwestbound, the shoreline, 1800.
We have the traffic, Delta 326.
Delta 326, follow the RJ, clear the visual, turn left.
Follow the RJ to 31 left, Delta 326.
Delta 326, Kennedy Tower, 19-1, good day.
Over to 19-1, have a great day, Delta 326.
Thanks. Flexion 4100, town, 19-1.
Tower 19-1, Flexion 4100.
Aircraft is good.
Yeah, flies nice. Okay, now, westbound, 2,500 and trim. Let's maintain it for a few minutes. I want to see how you maintain straight and level flight.
Echo.
777T, New York approach, Shanks, expect the ILS 318.
We'll expect that, 777.
Look outside, nose of the aircraft, right on the shoreline, shoreline to the right. Let's go back to the right. Can you see over the nose, or you're sitting too low?
No, I can see.
You can see?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you want to be able to see where you're going, yeah. Very nice.
So now when you trim at the lock, then you go forward, or how you go?
What was the question? Trim what?
When you trim it now to lock it at 2,500 feet.
Okay, basically this is how the chain of events are, okay, to maintain straight on level flight. We look outside the window and we point the nose of the aircraft right to the shoreline.
Right.
I pick a point out there and I put the nose right in there.
Right.
Second thing we do is maintain back pressure or forward pressure on the yoke to maintain my altitude, which is 2,500 feet.
Right.
How do I do it? Again, I'm looking outside the airplane and I'm maintaining the nose of the aircraft right on the horizon. Do you see the horizon?
Yes, I do.
This is how we fly, straight and level.
Okay.
Checkpoint, horizon.
Okay.
Checkpoint,
Horizon.
horizon. That's how we maintain our heading, and that's how we maintain our altitude. Okay? So, now, the last thing I have to do is relieve the control pressures with the trim wheel, okay? I let go of the controls and I see the nose coming back down, so I relieve the control pressure from pulling up with a little bit of back trim, okay? Just like so.
Right.
A little bit more back trim. A little bit of right rudder. Right there. This is it.
Okay.
Now, all I have to do, okay, we got traffic 1.4 miles, 400 feet above us. Let's keep an eye. Okay, I got him. He's right there. I want to see if he's coming towards us. Hold on. Looks like he's getting close.
You see him?
Yep, I see him now. Okay, he's right there. You see? I don't know if he's maneuvering.
I don't see him at all.
See him right there? The white little dot?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, he's running away from us. We're good. Let's go back left. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, back to the original setup here. Shoreline 2,500, alright?
Yep.
Look outside, nose back down, right to the horizon. There you go. Very nice. This is straight and level flight.
Yep.
This is the first fundamental of flight. First straight and level flight. That's the first fundamental. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some shallow turns, okay?
Okay.
I want to teach you how to turn, okay? So, let's go ahead. Shoreline, horizon.
Right.
Turn the wheel, turn the yoke to the right, maintain the horizon, and do a complete 360.
Okay.
That we're going to end up in the same westerly heading, okay?
Okay, go complete 360.
Yep. That's perfect. That's a nice turn right there. That's a shallow turn. You don't want to go steeper than that. Very nice. Look outside, bring that nose back up, put it right on the horizon.
Feels good.
What?
This aircraft feels good.
Yeah, it feels nice, huh? That's what your altitude. You lost about 100 feet. Get that nose back up to regain your altitude. Nose is dropping. Get that nose back up and shallow the bank. Too steep. Shallow the bank. Back to the left. Shallow the bank and back pressure on the yoke. Back pressure on the yoke. Shallow the bank. Back pressure and shallow the bank. There's your shoreline.
Yep.
You lost about 300 feet. Let's get back to our original altitude, 2,500 feet. And look outside, maintain the shoreline. So far, so good?
So far, so good.
Okay, we're going to do the same thing to the left. I want you to show me a 360-degree turn to the left. This is the second fundamental, which is actually turning the aircraft, okay? Let's do a complete 360 to the left.
Okey-dokey.
Now, this time, look outside. Don't look inside the airplane at all. And keep the nose of the airplane, okay, right on the horizon, and maintain your altitude. Very nice. This is a good shallow bank. Keep the turn going. Very nice. Doing exactly the same thing we did earlier. Now we're going to the left. Shallow the bank a little bit. Very nice, not too much. Keep turning. Look outside. Put the nose of the airplane right on the horizon.
On the horizon.
Roll your wings level. Very nice. Beautiful. Now, any questions on straight and level flight and turn?
No, that was pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
Pretty much as you turn to, I've noticed there's the aircraft ascending, so
back pressure. Very nice. Every time you're turning, you need back pressure on the yoke to maintain your nose on the horizon or maintain your altitude.
Right.
What's happening here, you're losing some vertical component of lift, okay, as you're turning. Now the vector is in a different angle.
Right.
So you don't get as much lift when you're turning compared to when you're straight and level.
Right.
Since you're losing that lift, to compensate for that, you have to increase the angle of attack. Increasing the angle of attack by applying back pressure on the yoke, okay? Now, we're going to do a descent. Look outside.
Okay.
Do you see the shoreline?
I do see the shoreline.
Let's turn back. Let's turn back to the shoreline. Let's take the nose right back to the shoreline.
Are we doing a 360? Or you want?
Nope. Nose back to the shoreline. Maintain your altitude. Now we're going to do a descent.
Okay.
In order to do a descent, the easiest way is to throttle back. Put your right hand on the throttle and throttle back to 1500 RPM and look outside, let the nose descend. Let the aircraft descend, let the nose start coming down. And we're going to do a descent. Now look outside, maintain the shoreline.
Okay.
Throttle back a little more. Beautiful, that's 1500. Look outside, don't focus too much inside, and maintain your descent, okay? This is another fundamental, that's descending, okay? Beautiful. Look outside, nose, Left and right is necessary to maintain the shoreline. Very nice. We're going to go down to 1,500 and level off. All we have to do to level off is bring the power back to 2,200 and it will level off. So about 50 to 100 feet prior, at about 1,550 or 1,600, you're going to advance the throttle and it's going to level off.
It's going to level off.
Yep.
Increase the power, okay.
Yep, increase the power. It's going to level off. Okay, you ready? Yep. Let's level off. That's too much. 2,200. 2,200. All right, look outside. Shoreline, back on the horizon. Shoreline, shoreline, back to the right, and horizon. Now, when you advance the throttle, you see the tendency of the airplane to turn to the left?
Yeah.
What is that? Why is that?
I increased power and it was turning to the left.
Yeah, it was going left.
I don't understand that. Why?
There's a tendency of the airplane to turn to the left. It's called left turning tendency when you advance the throttle.
Okay.
The way that the descending blade of the prop, it's creating left turn tendencies. It's creating torque, it's creating slipstream, it's creating P factor. Airplane goes left. In order to compensate for that, we fly with your feet too.
Right.
So when it goes left, when you add power, you want to advance the right rudder. You want to push on the right rudder to compensate for that.
Got you.
Okay, let's go ahead and do a climb. Let's advance to full throttle. Maintain your heading, maintain the shoreline, and let's get back up to 2,000. Don't be shy, bring it up all the way. Look outside, airplane's turning left. Add right rudder and maintain the shoreline. Very nice. Let's level off and throttle back to 2,200. All right, let's make a right turn to the north. And before we come in for landing, I want to introduce you to slow flight so you know what it's like to fly the airplane slow.
Okay.
Okay? So let's turn to the north.
Beautiful outside.
What's that?
Beautiful outside.
Yeah, very nice now. See those white buildings over there?
Those white buildings right
Yeah, look straight out there. You see the white buildings? Over there. You see a patch of white buildings?
Yeah, I see that.
That's your checkpoint.
That's my checkpoint.
What we're going to do is maintain this heading towards the white buildings. And we're going to maintain our altitude. Straight and level flight.
Yep.
Over there, straight ahead. You see this patch of white buildings, like a bunch of residential, commercial space over there, right there. That's your checkpoint.
I'm looking at that. Is that over there you're talking about? Or over there? I see.
Over there to the left a little bit.
Oh, to the left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Okay, we're going to slow the airplane down now, okay?
Okay.
I want you to feel what the airplane does when we're flying it slow, so you have a little bit better feel for the airplane coming in for landing, okay?
Okay.
So let's go ahead and maintain this heading.
Okay.
And throttle back to 1,500 RPM and maintain your altitude. Throttle back. All the way 15. As the airplane is slowing down, I want you to add back pressure on the yoke. Back pressure on the yoke. Bring that nose back. Back pressure on the yoke. Bring that nose back. And let the airplane slow down. Very nice. As you're adding back pressure on the yoke, I want you to add back trim. You see how the nose is heavy?
Yeah.
Take the wheel and wheel back to get that nose back up.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay.
A little bit to the left. You see the smoke over there? Look to your left over there. See smoke over there, like little smokestack?
Yeah.
Over there, you see?
Yeah, I see that.
That's another good checkpoint we can fly to.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. A little bit more back pressure on the yoke. Slightly more back pressure on the yoke. There you go. Okay. You feel how it's quiet?
Yes.
Why is that?
Why it's quiet?
Yeah, why so quiet?
We reduce power.
Yeah, we got less power in there. What else? What's your speed now? What's your airspeed indicator?
I'm flying at, where am I flying at? About 1500 RPM.
No, your speed. Where is your airspeed indicator?
Vertical speed,
No, that's altimeter.
altimeter.
Where is the airspeed indicator? What's this here?
Airspeed. Okay.
What's your speed there?
60,
About 65 or so?
65.
Okay, go ahead and turn the wheel. Left and right. Feel it? See how mushy it is?
yeah.
Why is the airplane so mushy? Why is it not responding? Why is it like so... Doesn't it feel different when we're going slow? Why is that?
To reduce power.
Reduce power. How about the airspeed?
And the airspeed would decrease the airspeed.
Yeah, you're decreasing the airspeed. What happens to your controls? They have more airflow or less airflow when you're going slow?
I would say less airflow.
Less airflow. So what happens when you have less airflow? They're less effective, right?
Right.
The more airflow, the more effective the controls are.
Right.
This is slow flight. Okay, that's how we fly slow.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and recover the cruise, and let's maintain 1,100.
Okay.
So power back up, 2,200. Right rudder. Get that nose back down. Nose back down. Nose back down. Nose back down. And retrim the airplane for cruise. See those white buildings over there? Right there to the right?
Yeah.
Let's go that direction. And maintain 1,100. This is the altimeter, 1,100.
Okay. Which white building over there?
Over there, yeah, that's a good target, yeah. Get back up. 1,100. Okay, we're going to come in for landing, all right?
Okay.
Republic Airport is right there, 5 miles to the west.
Where's the airport?
Right there, you see the smoke?
Yeah.
Right after the smoke, that's the airport.
Okay.
First thing first, get your knee pad.
Get my what?
Your knee board, your cheat sheet, wherever you write stuff down.
Okay.
We're going to get the ATIS.
6 haze, clear below 12,000. Temperature 07, dew point 03, altimeter 29907. GPS approaches in use, landing departing runway 32. IFR departures, advise ground control for taxi that you are IFR, read back all runway, hold short instructions,
Look outside,
read back all
fly the
runway
plane.
assignments. Advise, Republic Town initial contact, you have information.
Pick a point. Right there, the white buildings. You see the big white building?
Public airport information, X-ray 1553.
Fly right, those
weather
back buildings.
observation.
White building.
Wind 210 at 5, visibility 6 haze, clear below 12,000. Temperature 07, dew point 03, altimeter 29907. GPS approaches in use, landing departing runway 32. IFR departures, advise ground control for taxi that you are IFR, read back all runway, hold short instructions, read back all runway assignments. Advise, Republic Town initial contact, you have information, X-ray.
Okay, we got X-ray.
Public airport information, X-ray 1553, Zulu, weather observation. Wind 210 at 5, visibility 6 haze, clear below 12,000. Temperature 07, dew point 03, altimeter 29907. GPS approach is in use, landing departing runway 32.
Runway 32.
IFR departures, advise ground control for taxi that you are IFR, read back all runway. Hold short instructions, read back all runway assignments. Advise, Republic Tower initial contact, you have information, X-ray.
Okay, this is your weather, X-ray.
Okay.
All right, runway 32, and the winds are like 4 or 5 knots, so it's not much wind.
Okay. So the weather
is good. It's X-ray, and you can see the airport right off your left side there. You see the smoke?
Yep.
That's your direction. Okay. Now we have to tell the tower who we are,
Okay.
where we are,
Okay.
and what do we want to do.
Okay.
So, we're over at Deer Park VR,
Okay.
information X-ray,
Okay.
inbound for landing. All right? So,
Inbound.
Republic Tower, Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, over Deer Park, with X-ray, landing.
Okay. Republic Tower. Information X-ray.
Republic Tower, Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, over Deer Park, information X-ray, landing.
Okay.
Alright, before you transmit, say it to me first so I know what you're saying. And let's not turn into the airport before we get clearance. So let's stay in this vicinity of Deer Park area.
Okay.
And let's give them a call. I'm your tower.
Okay.
You're talking to me.
Republic Tower.
Okay.
Over Deer Park.
Who you are, Republic Tower, Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf. Information.
80 Foxtrot Golf. Information.
X-ray.
X-ray.
Over Deer Park.
Over Deer Park.
Inbound landing.
Inbound landing.
Inbound landing.
Inbound landing.
Stay over Deer Park. Don't turn towards the airport because we don't have clearance yet.
Okay.
So, Republic Tower, good morning. Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, information X-ray over Deer Park, inbound landing. He's going to say Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, report a right down wind runway 32. So you read it back to him.
Okay. Why is this seems to be the most challenging part for me?
You know, radio communication, it's just challenging, but you have to do it. You want to become a private pilot here in a controlled airspace?
You gotta do it.
You got to do it.
So thanks for your patience.
As a matter of fact, sport pilots, you know, you don't have to, you know, do all that stuff. As a sport pilot, you can just go into an uncontrolled airport and get your license, your pilot's license, without even being tested at a controlled airspace.
Okay.
As a private pilot, you need to be trained in a controlled airspace and you need to be tested in a controlled airspace.
Right.
So, Republic Tower, good morning. Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf over Deer Park, information X-ray, inbound landing.
Okay. Republic Tower, 80 Foxtrot Golf. Over Deer Park, inbound for landing, runway 32.
X-ray.
X-ray.
Roger, 80 Foxtrot Golf, Republic. Right base, runway 32.
Right base 32, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
Right base 32, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
You see, nothing to fear. You did very well.
Thank you, sir.
Now, right base runway 32. Base leg is perpendicular to the extended center line. Well, let's go ahead and turn right.
20590 Republic Tower, verify going out VFR. 20590, roger, runway 32, you cleared for takeoff.
We'll go 325 here in Southwest Country.
Let's go ahead and turn towards that smoke.
20590, roger, Southwest approved.
See the smoke?
Yep.
And the pattern altitude here, which is traffic pattern altitude, is 1,100.
1,100, okay.
So we have to maintain 1,100 feet.
Okay.
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 Now, we're going to come in for landing.
Okay.
When we're coming in for landing, I want you to maintain the runway. You're descending. Get back up. Don't push down. Get back up. 1,100. I want you to maintain the runway on your target, okay?
Okay.
If the runway is moving to the left, you're going to move to the left like you're shooting that runway.
Okay.
Have you ever shot, with a gun? Target shooting? Never? Okay. So pretend like we're shooting, like a video game. Have you ever played a video game where you're shooting the targets coming at you?
Yeah.
Pretend like that runway is your target and you're shooting that target.
Right.
So if this is the runway and the runway is moving right, I'm going to turn back to the right.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
If this is the runway and it's below, I'm going to push the nose forward, forward pressure on the yoke, and get that target. Okay. That's how we land the airplane.
Thank you, Detroit.
This is a perfect heading right there. The runway is going to intercept from the right, so you're going to be on the base leg, which is 90 degrees perpendicular to the runway. It's going to be a right base, okay?
Tower 5555.
So where the smoke is coming out? That's where the airport.
Yeah, we got to keep the smoke off your right side. Runway's a little bit off.
Approved, cleared to take over runway 32.
Now, she said, enter the right base runway 32. So we have to report right base 32. So when I tell you, you're going to say Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf on right base 32.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Pretty clear?
Yep.
Well, let's get a little closer. Let go of the controls. Hey, you see the airplane wants to climb, but you're pushing it back down. So keep it right there. Very nice. It's trimmed for 1,100. This is your altimeter. You want to stay there.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
This is right base 32. Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, right base runway 32.
Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, right base, runway 32.
Roger, 80 Foxtrot Golf, you clear to land runway 32.
Clear to land runway 32, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
Clear to land runway 32, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
Beautiful. Okay, throttle back. Right hand on the throttle, throttle back. Relax, left hand on the yoke, right hand on the throttle, throttle back. Very nice. We're coming in for landing, all right?
Yep.
Now, nose is going to come down because we're coming in for landing.
Right.
Stay on that heading, look to your right, and tell me when you see the runway.
Oh, okay.
Throttle back down a little bit, throttle back more. There you go. I'm going to do your pre-landing checklist because you're so occupied. Fuel's on the proper tank, mixture rich, fuel pumps on, landing lights on, and seatbelt shoulder harness are on. Okay, do you see the runway off your right side?
Yes, I do.
Okay, very good. We're going to land on that runway. Keep that heading until you line up perpendicular.
Okay.
Look to your right. See the runway?
Yep.
Okay. When I tell you, you can turn in towards the runway.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep. Turn?
Yeah, let's go ahead and turn towards the runway. Get that nose back down, back up. Get that nose back up. Get that nose back up. There you go. Hold that nose back up. See the runway?
Yep.
Okay, right hand on the throttle, just in case we have to go around.
Okay.
And maintain two reds and two whites all the way down to the runway. Okay, do you see the runway?
Yes, I do.
Now, pretend this is your runway and that's your target.
Okay.
Runway's coming up, we bring the nose back up.
Okay.
Runway's coming down, we bring the nose back down. Runway's going right, bring the nose back right, and vice versa, okay? Pretend like it's your target and shoot it. Just keep going straight down towards the runway. Don't touch the power much, keep it right there.
Okay.
It's nice and trimmed, it's looking good. Very nice.
Republic Tower, system 9413.
Keep your feet on the pedals.
32 at Alpha, ready for takeoff.
Keep coming down. Nose up a little bit. Target's coming back up. There you go. Hold it. Very nice. Keep coming down. Okay, bring that nose up a little bit and hold it. Not too high. Bring that nose back down. Nose back down. Back up.
Republic Tower.
Back up, back up, back up, back up. Okay.
I'm sorry
Hold it
about
right
that.
there.
Yeah, that's
Throttle back.
Republic Tower.
Throttle back. Throttle back.
138.
Throttle back. There you go. Hold it right there.
Tower,
Hold it.
Eagle 4210 Tango is 4E.
Hold it. Hold it.
With X-ray.
That's how we land the plane, okay?
It's going to go 4, 2, 1, 2.
You did almost everything by yourself. Almost.
That's okay.
No, this is how you land the plane.
Okay.
You're basically preventing it.
80 Foxtrot Golf.
Bravo to Echo, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
Public Tower, Hunter 865.
Tell her Bravo to Echo Ramp.
Bravo to Echo Ramp.
Hold short.
Hold short, 32.
Bravo to Echo Ramp. 80 Foxtrot Golf, Bravo to Echo Ramp.
80 Foxtrot Golf, Bravo to Echo Ramp.
865 Julie Mike, runway 32, clear for takeoff.
32, clear for takeoff, 865 Julie Mike.
80 Foxtrot Golf, you can contact ground.
Contact ground, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
Contact ground, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
Okay, we got off the runway. We're going to monitor ground because we still have to do some after landing checklist.
Okay.
Pull your checklist. And
Public ground.
do the after landing checklist.
Alpha, the Echo Ramp, requesting
Flaps are up.
for right now in departure.
Carb heat is off.
X-ray.
Fuel pump is off.
Calling standby. Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf.
80 Foxtrot Golf, taxi to Echo.
80 Foxtrot Golf, taxi airport. Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, hold for a Cessna outbound and behind him taxi into the ramp.
Hold for Cessna, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
Hold for Cessna, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
Okay.
Cessna 89 Delta to Cherokee will hold for you.
See that Cessna coming over there? We're going to wait and then we're going to go.
Okay.
Strobes are off. Landing lights off. Taxi lights off. Torpedo heat is off. Mixture is rich. And trim back for takeoff.
664 Charlie Alpha for Republic Ground. Taxi
After landing, check the
Alpha taxi. Traffic
Yep, now we just wait for the Cessna and then we can go.
Okay.
Okay, looks like the Cessna is moving left to right. Your controls, yellow line to the ramp.
Okay.
Yellow line to the ramp.
4 Charlie Alpha, that's you with the flaps extended.
Negative, we're right in front of you, flaps up. We're about to start moving now. Porch out.
Okay, you got that Cherokee in sight there or no?
I'm surprised it's so comfortable today.
Yeah. And are you going to be coming out of Papa?
Yeah, very nice flight. We covered, when you think about it, we covered a lot of stuff today, okay? Radio communication,
go November, no fact.
more fundamental, slow flight,
right Alpha,
airspace,
runway 1.
takeoff, landing, everything. That's basically, you know, anything you need to know to get up there and do an hour and a half flight and come back. We're going to make a left here on November, and you'll see the ramp over there straight ahead. Good job today. Excellent.
Thank you.
Not too bad. Get back on the horse and go ride.
Still got more to go, but...
Yeah, slowly. Next lesson, we're going to do a little bit more traffic pattern, a little bit more takeoffs and landings, and get you into the action of being able to take off and land all by yourself.
So where are we going?
Straight ahead, where we came from. Yep. Okay, the best way here is to swing it. I'll help you. Keep the throttle in there. Keep the throttle in there. Keep the throttle back. More power. There you go. And I'll push you back to the spot. Wow, it's such a nice day. What a beautiful day. Wow. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Set your brake. To set the brake, you pull and push the knob. To release, you just pull and release.
Okay.
Push the knob. There you go. Let's go ahead and do a securing checklist.
ELT, verify.
That's silent.
Avionics off.
Okay, that's off. Next.
Yes, where am I? AC off.
Air conditioning's off.
Mixture for lean.
Take the mixture, put it all the way to lean. It's going to kill the engine.
Mags off.
And then take your mags, that's the key. 2 clicks to the left, all the way to the left, and then pull it out. Take the key, put it on the dash. Beautiful.
Lights off.
Lights are off.
Okay. Hobs, tack time.
Hobs and tack we're going to record right now. And master off too, right?
Secure yoke.
It says master off.
Off.
To the mags, yeah, master. There you go.
Yep, that's everything we're gonna do. I'm gonna do